Welcome to an overview of the California State University Dominguez Hills Foundation Accounts Payable Policy on approving and processing general operating expenditures. The Foundation Business and Finance Department is responsible for the review and approval of expenditure requests. Make sure expenditures are not outside the mission of the CSU or the Foundation and are not prohibited by Foundation or university policies. Let's get to the nuts and bolts. All payment requests and reimbursements must be submitted on a standard Foundation check request form. Forms must be submitted to the Foundation within 30 days of the date the expense was incurred to avoid late fees or finance charges and to take advantage of discounts when possible. On the form, you must include the vendor name, an invoice number where applicable, a full description of the expense, a detailed explanation as to the purpose of the expenditure, the signature of the appropriate authorized individual approving the expenditure for payment. The individual must be authorized for the specific transaction type, such as trust account, sponsored program, or Foundation internal expense. Payments made to an authorized account signer must be approved by the payee's direct supervisor no matter what dollar amount. You will also need to include proper supporting documentation, such as all receipts including any original credit card receipts, the original vendor invoices. Please be aware that vendor statements, packing slips, or copies of invoices or receipts aren't generally sufficient and will delay payment. If an original invoice has been lost, a copy may be accepted as supporting documentation with an explanation noted on the invoice copy. For community relations expenditures, follow the Community Relations Policy. For travel expenditures, including reimbursement of mileage expense, please follow the travel policy. What about sponsored programs? Sponsored program authorizations are subject to the terms of the sponsoring agency contract. In absence of such requirements, our policy will apply. What about ongoing payment authorizations? Purchase orders should be submitted prior to the first expenditure of the fiscal year. Authorization will remain in effect until the end of the fiscal year or until the authorization is closed. Invoices or supporting documentation for payments under a purchase order should be submitted by the account holder. A check request form is not required to be submitted with invoices to be charged against a previously authorized purchase order. We hope this quick overview was helpful. Be sure to read the full policy at www.csudhfoundation.org.